This is KUGAN CASSIUS for IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast.
It's nice.
What was that?
She wasn't it the way it just worked in?
I don't know if I can hear it.
Some kind of blue movie, the way that kicked in there.
I wouldn't know what you're talking about.
Neither do I, but you know, it is what it is.
How are you, first of all, Mr. Bellew?
I'm okay, mate. That microphone's getting bigger and more sponsors on it, so you're doing absolutely fantastic, mate. Good on you.
Give everyone a little
Good on you, lad. That's fantastic. Go on, mate. What you want to know?
Yeah, all good. No, I just want to know how you are, first of all.
I'm all right. Congratulations, Cougs, first and foremost. You have now joined the club.
The club.
The club, yes. Parenthood. I'm all right, mate. I'm cracking on. I'm happy to be here doing my bits of work and previewing this fight. This bill. I think it's a fantastic bill with some fantastic fights, and I can't wait.
Let's talk about the headline event on this pay-per-view bill. Chisora-Parker, the fight was meant to have happened in 2019. Parker got bitten by a spider. Didn't happen, but it is happening. It is happening. Sorry, Joseph, obviously.
That's nice of you, Cougs.
No, the fight didn't happen.
No,
the fight didn't happen.
Got bit by a spider. It didn't happen. That was.
The fight didn't happen. Sorry, Joseph. Who does it benefit that there's been an 18-month delay? Does it benefit Joseph or Derek?
Benefits neither. Both are getting older. Both are getting more worn. Doesn't benefit either, in my opinion.
When we listen to Joseph Parker talk about his potential moves after this fight, it's very different from where Derek is. Derek's just at a stage of his career where he wants the biggest fights, most probably for the biggest money. Not specifically about trying to win a world title, but for Joseph, he wants to reclaim what he's already had.
Yeah, I get it, but they're fighting for two very different things. Joseph Parker's fighting because he wants to be back on the world scene. Derek Chisora is fighting because he loves fighting. Just that simple, really. You know, Derek just wants to go out and have a fight. He likes putting on a show. He loves the fans. He loves the people. Although there'll be no fans in there, he literally feel them through the TV. Derek Chisora will. So just tune in. I just think it will be a brilliant fight. As long as the big thing for me is Joseph Parker early doors. If Derek just eases in and gets in the ring fully warmed up, ready for action, this is going to be a barn burner of a fight after 3 rounds. But he's got to be wary of Joseph Parker early doors. Joseph Parker is a sharp, accurate puncher early doors. And that's his most dangerous period in this fight, in my opinion. So Dell's got to be very wary and careful early on.
We know from the Usyk fight, you've, what should we say, around Derek Chisora's fight are quite charged on the night, animated, however you want to put it.
I am, but I'm going to try and quieten down or calm down a bit. But listen, I'm passionate about Derek. Derek's my friend. And I love him to bits, mate. He's someone I've known a long time, and I've always supported him. He's always supported me, and you give back what people give out to you. Loyalty means something to me. You know, supporting your friends means something to me. As I always did with the likes of Chunky, James DeGale. I always support your friends, support your brothers, whatever you want to call it, mate. But I'll be supporting them, but I'll just try and tone it down a bit. But listen, I'm not working, so I'll in all honesty, I'm going to say what the fuck I want. But, is it actually beneficial to Derek? I don't know, but who cares?
This is really kind of turning up a notch. Where's this music coming from? We have no idea. Where's this music coming from?
Lips on me, lad. You fucking had it. I'll just let you know that now.
Oh, don't knock it till you tried it. Tony, what is your prediction of this fight? We know Joseph Parker's obviously been in with the likes of Dillian White, Ruiz, Joshua, hasn't been stopped, hasn't been knocked down, but hasn't been stopped or knocked out. So how does Derek win the fight?
This is a completely different fight to all the ones you've just mentioned previously. I think the only way, the closest you'll get to comparing all of Joseph Parker's previous fights is probably the Andy Ruiz one. This could be a high pressure affair where he gets pushed to the absolute limit. It really could. Against Dillian, it's up and down. It's up and down, the momentum of the fight, the pace of the fight against Joshua. In my opinion, he was happy to last the distance. But against Derek, he knows he's going to have to fight. So we'll see. I just can't believe what's going on here with this music.
Where is this music coming from? Did you ask them? pick of the other fights, obviously, is Katie Taylor and someone you know very well in Natasha Jonas.
I've known Tasha since she was a baby. My family and Tasha's family have been close, so we've grown up in and around them. Bellews and Jonas's. I'll always back Tasha. I love Tasha to bits. Yeah, it's just a hard fight for her. It really, really is. But, you know, everyone says you can't until someone can. And Tasha Jonas can be that one. She really can. You know, if she gets this done, she's the greatest fighter our city's ever produced, and I would be so happy for her. I really would. It's a mammoth of a task. I'm not gonna lie. You know, there's a reason why Katie Taylor's the big favourite in this fight, but make no mistake, Tasha Jonas is the biggest puncher that Katie Taylor's ever faced. I'm 100% adamant on that. So Katie Taylor hasn't been hit as a professional as hard as Tasha Jonas is going to hit her. If she can implement the kind of style that we've seen Delphine pursue and put on her, then that's the key to victory. But, you know, can Tasha implement that game plan, but then still keep the same classy shots going at the same time? It's very, very hard to do, because Delphine Pursuit was only able to do that by throwing the kitchen sink at her. There was no real technical ability or skill to Delphine Pursuit's plan. There can be technical skill and ability to Tasha Jonas's plan, but make no mistake, she's going to have to get wet. Literally, mate, because you can't go in the water without getting wet, and she's going to have to go in there, mate, and take an awful lot, but give more, if that makes sense. She really is. I think that's the only key to victory. No one's going to outbox Katie Taylor. I'm sorry to tell you that, but I think she can be outfought. I think that's the only way to beat her. And I think if Tasha Jonas has got it in a mindset that, you know, when you go in the water, you've got to get wet. She's going to get hit. She's going to have to take some. But if she can hit her more than she hits her, then that's the keys to victory, in my opinion.
It's definitely an intriguing fight. There's some other intriguing fights on the bill. Craig Richards goes for glory as he takes on one of the best at light heavyweight currently in Dimitri Bivol.
Yes, dangerous. Bivol's dangerous. Richards has got it all to do. But, you know, we'll soon find out. It's a really dangerous fight, but what I will say is Peter Sims is very clued up. He's a good coach, mate. I know Peter. I know he's their kid as well. A really good coach, and he won't be going into this, you know, he'll be going into this with his eyes wide open. He knows what to expect. So there'll be no surprises for the team Sims and Richards going into the Bivol fight, but at the same time he's just got to be, you know, super aware early doors of what Bivol brings to the table and how technically good he is, actually. The beautiful Darren Barker just turned up, you know.
Has he ever been referred to as the beautiful Darren Barker?
I get it sometimes.
Yeah.
My mum.
Just turned up, you know, and absolutely insulted me this morning. Just told me, like, it is the highlight marker is back, he said to me. Because I've done a workout.
Did you see the workout, the video?
The workout's done this morning, you know. I got sent a bit of gear. I thought, you know, I'll get it on, put it on.
No one will miss you, mate.
Mate, Teletubbies, innit? Just embrace what you are in life. I've embraced it. I know what I am. I know where I belong. And the Teletubbies was one of them. The Teletubby done a hard hit session this morning. 41 minutes of high intensity interval training. I trained me bollocks off this morning in that little tiny hotel room that Eddie Hearns put me in.
We're all in the same rooms, by the way.
I know, mate, but you know, you haven't all made millions upon millions of pounds, have you? I have.
Made yourself or made him?
Made him. 500 grand I ended up with out of all of it.
We heard about that, yeah.
Yeah, so you know, we're going to see Eddie Hearn. Eddie, where's the Arteta money?
Okay, so yeah, Campbell Hatton on the bill as well, Johnny Fisher on the bill, James Tennyson fighting for the IBO title. So yeah, it's a stacked card here in Manchester, and yeah, looking forward to it.
Can't wait, mate. Can't wait. I will say on record, and people will be expecting this. It was refreshing to hear Chris Eubank Jr. talking, just him talking. Thought it was very good, actually. I thought he came across really well, so good on him. Yeah, I just thought it was refreshing to listen to him for once. I don't know why I've just said that, but I've seen it on social media and I thought I'll respond. I'm all social media out after yesterday on that lockdown. So, you know, when you're in isolation, you just go social media mad, which I don't usually spend much time on it. And I just went crazy yesterday for hours. And I was quietly surprised about him, so yeah, Good to see.
In action against Marcus Morrison this weekend as well.
Greatest fighter that's ever put on boxing gloves in his corner. Roy Jones Jr. is just... I can't believe people don't agree with me. He's literally the greatest fighter ever. The most equal in offence and defence you'll ever see. If Roy Jones Jr. retires after defeating John Ruiz, no one even questions what I'm saying. He was that good, Cougs. I can't explain to people enough how good he's just unbelievable. Unbelievable. So, I love him anyway. He's my hero.
I think he's many people's hero in this bubble. Okay, so, $1 million question. Are we going to see this AJ and Fury fight? It seems to be a little bit cloak and dagger at the moment.
Is there anything that Eddie Hearn said he'll deliver and he hasn't? Has he ever? Can you give me a?
That's quite a wide statement. I mean, there are probably things that he said. To the scale of what we're talking about, we don't know because this is on another scale, isn't it?
Has he never not delivered on what he said in the past? I have not seen him deliver. Well, everything he told me that he'd deliver when we first met all them years ago in the Nando's, he delivered for me. All the other fighters took AJ from an Olympic champion to a unified heavyweight champion of the world. Took Lawrence Coley from an Olympian to a cruiserweight champion of the world. Took me as a British champion to the cruiserweight championship of the world. Many fighters took Katie Taylor from an Olympic champion to the undisputed unified champion of the world. The list could go on. So, who hasn't? He took Darren Barker to a world title against all the odds. Kell Brook. I could just keep reeling these names off, Cougs. He's took us all to the places that we wanted to get to.
But there's a lot of pieces to this jigsaw, isn't there?
It's not just on him, which I agree with. Yes, it's not just on him, but when he's so adamantly involved and when he's so close to it, the reason thing is it's going to get done. If he's there, there's no one better in the sport of boxing to get a deal done than him. He doesn't refuse to work with anyone. He's willing to work with anyone, regardless of the egos in the room or regardless of what people think of him. When me and David A first got mentioned and announced, David didn't want to work with Eddie at first. But then Eddie was willing to do whatever it took to make it work because I wasn't going to do the fight without Eddie. So there's loads of scenarios where you could say, and then now David and Eddie are best mates. So if anyone can get around the problems and the issues, it's Eddie Hearn, mate, he really can. There's a lot of old dinosaurs that are getting involved in this equation. There's one particular dinosaur who hasn't got a clue what's going on and seems to be updating everyone. But then, you know, it's crazy how many people are involved, but how many people are actually really involved? Who's signing contracts? Who's signing papers here? Because they're the only people that should be speaking. We know who's signing the contracts. We know who's signing the papers. We know who's taking cuts out of each purse. They're the people who should be talking. That's all I can say.
So in a nutshell, you truly believe that this fight will get delivered in the summer, July or August?
The fight's going to happen. Do you know why it's going to happen? Because public demand makes it happen. Mayweather Pacquiao happened. You get there in the end. You will get there in the end. When the demand is great, the supply will always come.
Have you been keeping up to date with the back and forths with Tyson Fury and Eddie Hearn?
I haven't, as Eddie responded back. I've seen a couple of Tyson, because obviously I was social media whore yesterday, wasn't I? So I've seen the you this and you that, which is very entertaining, as Tyson usually is.
I think Hearn slated his choice of Versace shirts. And
stones in glass houses.
True, very true.
Stones in glass houses. I've seen the pyjamas Canelo bought him.
You know what, that's actually a fair point on that one. Because,
listen, if he can buy me some pyjamas if he wants, because I'd wear them, I'm not going to lie. I've got a couple of sets of silk pyjamas, but my wife, courteously, that was courteous of my wife. So, listen, I think they all just look great. I love them shirts if I'm being all for it. I mean, I've got a lovely Versace shirt myself, lovely silk thing, blue and white number. That will come out in the summer again at some point. But, it's just...
I think Tyson's posts have been directed towards kind of the situation with Eddie and Billy Joe about promoting Canelo more so than Billy Joe, etc.
The main thing is the fight happens. Mate, no one would love Billy Joe to do it more than me. But when it comes to cross promotion, they're both under the same promotional banner. They're both with different management networks. and it's just about getting it out there. When you put something, so you put a training video of Billy Joe out there, it's going to go out, and let's just say it's going to touch 100, 250,000 people are going to pay interest to it. You put Canelo's training clip out there, it's 5 million. That's all it's down to. But that's just hype and bullshit at boxing. That's the circus that we're involved in. You'd have to understand that. Billy knows it. But Billy will love to have a little dig. That's just all Billy's doing. You know, Eddie just has to take it on the chin. It's one of them things that you can't win. Because if you just put Billy out there, then Canelo's going to go, what's your fucking game, lad? And then if you just put Canelo out there, Billy's going to go, what's your fucking game, lad? Who are you backing? So he can't win. Get used to it. When you've got a stable as big as this and a deal to fulfill as big as this, with the likes of DAZN, with the likes of Eddie, he's got the biggest stable in boxing. And he's got the best stable in boxing as well. So get used to it. What he's got at his hands and what he's got at his fingertips is the most exciting time for boxing in the last decade. Because he is on the verge of making boxing every bit as entertaining as the UFC has been for the last 5 years. He is on the verge of being able to do that. And I know he can do that. Because ultimately, he wants to make boxing what it once was, the best, just face the best. I know that's what his desire is to do. And if he can be that man that brings boxing back to them glory days, then he's putting boxing back to where it belongs, amongst the top echelon of the sporting world.
Okay, well listen, yeah, we can.
5 minutes and now you've dragged on. I don't know how long this has been.
26.
See, I'm getting off. I'll see you after.
Tony Bellew, thank you very much for your time, as always.